Okay, everyone. So you here with the Black Intellectual on January 20th, 2025. It is Martin Luther King Day, and we are going to thank the great doctor for all the work he contributed to us. His legacy still lives on through us to this day, and I do not joke about something like that. And all honesty, it is about time Black people had this conversation because for some reason within the last 6 7 years people have think it's been okay to just find any excuse in the book to discredit Dr. King's work, right? All these people saying, oh well, if it wasn't for Dr. King, we probably wouldn't be in this situation. He set us up, he did this. Okay, well, if you honestly feel that way, why don't you get in his position and fix what he might have screwed up? If you honestly believe he made a mistake, go back and fix that mistake. His seat's been open since 1968. The man been dead for 58 years. And yet somehow, instead of trying to amplify his legacy or fix some things you might have thought he did wrong, you decided to just say he left us, did us dirty. Everyone's talking about the black leaders, like, oh yeah, black leaders are gone, but we have a bunch of leaders that we could look up to. We just don't want to. And I think it's a little sad to hold all this weight on Dr. King, a man who did what he had to do back in a time where that wasn't even heard of, and discredit his legacy. But like I said, his seat is open. If you want to go sit in the seat and take the blood and take the heat, go do it. If you think he did something wrong, go fix it. But at least he tried. At least he tried to make America a better place for black people at a time where marching and saying we're not getting what we need was absolutely necessary. And for all that junk, man, that man took a bullet for us. Took a bullet, got killed for us, doing the thing that he was supposed to do. Now, I'm glad that Dr. King happened, because for all we know, we wouldn't be standing here right now, being able to go on YouTube and you know talking to a microphone and do all this other stuff. The other thing I wanted to credit for Dr. Cosby is just giving black people a voice when it seemed like we weren't heard. Like he said, man, a riot is the voice of the people that's unheard, man. When people feel like they're not getting heard, they go ballistic. They go crazy, right? And it tends to take people to the edge where there's probably no chance of return. That's why those riots in the 60s happened, remember? Like, man, the man was incredible. Graduated from Morehouse. You know what I'm saying? The man was intelligent, was Dr. King. He did spectacular things. Fought for us, died for us, marched for us. The Million Man March was him. You know what I'm saying? That was him. Dr. King went way out of his way from being a black man born in the 20s. The man didn't even get to see 40. That's how you know something about him was special. He was bringing people together, white, black, whoever. People who believed in his cause, people who believed in what he was thinking, people who thought what he's saying is right. And if he was even able to get white people to believe in him at a time where that also seemed kind of crazy, who are we to sit here and say that he potentially did something wrong? Like, yeah, maybe integration was an issue. If you honestly feel so strongly about it, the people who feel some type of way, go sit in his seat, take his spot because it's been open, it's still open, and go make the change. But no matter how y'all want to put it, Dr. King's legacy is our legacy too. We carry his legacy because our people started his legacy. So at the end of the day, if you feel some type of way, whether he did something right or wrong, you can go sit in his seat and try to fight for the change of what you think he did wrong. Keep what he did right and build off of that, but change what he did wrong and fix that problem. But what are you gonna do? That man sat down with the president. The man who's the most powerful man in the country, quote unquote, even though people still don't get how that works either, he got to sit in the office with the president, explain what black people were suffering from, not receiving, and got stuff through. So if y'all want to sit here and try to make it sound like, oh, Dr. King ain't do this, well, guess what? The man been dead since 1968. There's been a bunch of black people who walked this earth who could have been the next Dr. King, who probably were scared to do it because they would get called a sellout by their own people. Probably to the point where they wouldn't even want to even try to ask black people to march. Because the only time we march is when a felon gets taken out by a police officer. It's the only time we want to march. We never want to march to get stuff for us. We never want to march to receive things. We never want to march to get what we need. But we always want to march when somebody gets popped by a cop, when there's way bigger things going on. And I'm not saying the people that are getting killed by cops isn't important. Remember, this is about Dr. King, right? And an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And he was right. And we've been dealing with that. But the thing is, no one has taken his spot. I would love to have another Dr. King and Malcolm X, but I don't want them to just be another Dr. King and Malcolm X. I want them to be their own person that's fighting for a bigger change for black people. Because let's be honest, a lot of black people who could bring change are too quote unquote scared to get involved because every time a black person gets somewhere, they die or they get killed. Not even gonna change the words. Yeah, they get killed. And it's corny as hell to me because at the end of the day, we still got to get it done. We can't keep expecting people to save us. Dr. King was doing some of that. We could take Dr. King's message and not ask people for anything and just do it for ourselves. Dr. King got up and did the work. He did the dirty work, but nobody continued it. So no, I will not let anyone disrespect Dr. King. The man was incredible, phenomenal. Everybody try to be like, "Oh, he did Coretta Scott dirty." Listen. Some booty, the whole country. I don't condone it, but the man has a historic impact that we cannot deny. The man has impacted the country in a way I don't think a white person would have ever done. Yeah, it sucks that he was assassinated. I hate it. I hate it to my boiling core. But at least he died fighting. He died fighting, which is what a lot of black people have lost their ability to fight. Hate to see men like him go like that. It's just trash. And people sitting here trying to find new ways to talk trash about him. Man, get out of here with that. Get all the way out of here with that. Because at least he actually tried. It's the least I could say for the people walking around in the community, making a bunch of kids with a bunch of different people, offing each other, selling dope to the kids, selling dope to your brother, destroying your community. You tearing down your sisters, and then the sisters tearing down the kids, and the kids tearing down the other kids, and we are messed up. So we need to fight to change not only the country, but we got to change us because we look goofy out here. And Dr. King, if he saw what the community looked like today, I really don't think he'd be happy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he'd be happy. But his legacy is carried on by us. We are the only ones who can carry his legacy. That's just the reality. We're the only ones who can carry his legacy. So what are we gonna do? We gonna just keep talking and crying and whining, or are we gonna get up and do something? That's the video. That's it. That's all. Remember, We, Dr. King, your memory will never be forgotten. Not as long as I'm here. Respect and everything to you. We appreciate everything you've done for us on this channel. I absolutely do. And I know you've been resting easy, but still, rest easy. Y'all been here with the Black Intellectual. That's it. That's all. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one.